got a lot to tell. To keep on looking down when I should be looking up. Still practice. Practice makes perfect, right? Today I want to talk about overactive children. Um, a lot of kids seem to be, I guess, what people would call bad children, especially when they're going to school for the first time. The teachers are noticing that the children are overactive, they're not paying attention, so the parents do what's best at the recommendation of the school to take the kids to go get checked out to see if they're slow, there's something wrong with them, they're moving too fast, they're not moving fast enough. And sometimes that can be aggravating and upset to parents who are trying to do the best that they can for their children, and they're monitoring them every day. But because they take them to the doctor and they get them examined, and the doctors say, well, there's something wrong with your kid. Maybe we should put them on medicine to slow them down. Maybe we should do this, maybe we should do that. I don't think kids need a lot of medicine on them unless it's extremely important to where they can damage themselves or hurt somebody else. Other than that, children are kind of young, and putting them on a medication that slows them down, I think is really not a good idea. My kids growing up, I didn't have that problem. I saw their behaviors that were good and bad, but it had nothing to do with their learning skills. When I look at kids this day and age, I see a lot of disruptive kids, and they get on parents' nerves, but don't all kids get on our nerves at times, but we love them still, and we do everything that we can for them, and we keep doing the best that we can for them. Once they're labeled, they go to school and the teacher puts a label on them and says, oh, okay, so I know why they're acting like that. There's something wrong. Your child needs to be in special ed. Your child needs to do this, do that. But I ran into parents that have kids that I monitored that are very smart. They're overactive and they move a lot because they learn a lot and they can get bored really, really quick. But as teachers and sometimes parents, we don't see that they're really actually smart. You can't keep a kid down on a certain level when they move ahead and above that level. I think that it's important for us to understand the difference between a child that's overactive and being bad to where a child is overactive and needs more stuff to put in the brain that seems to be elevating and growing each and every day above their age range. And if that's the case, one parent that I know for certain, or parents, took their child to get evaluated. The doctor said one thing, the teacher at another school said something else. Then finally, this child was taken to a school that is more elevated, more private, and this teacher saw the potential in this child that's only like 6 or 7 years old. Everybody else labeled this child as disruptive, being too fast, won't slow down. The teacher gave the child extra work. Now the child is satisfied. Because if they already know something and you keep iterating it over and over and over and over again, if they already know it, they've gotten bored. So the teacher does something to keep on pushing this child's mind to a higher level than where it was, and actually said this child is making like B's and A's in her classroom, and she's proud of this child. So before we evaluate our children and let other people evaluate our children, notice the differences in them. They are very smart. It's just that, like grown people, we can get bored if we go to a seminar and it's not filling us with what we need if we already know that information already. So children can be the same way. Try to figure out ways to elevate their minds. Make sure that they're going to a place or a school that gives them more to fill in what they already know. Again, this is Renee. A lot to talk about. And that's one of them. Children are very smart. Don't let people label your children and say they're bad. Now, there are kids that may be put in that category. But it depends on what they're doing and how they're doing it. If they're smart, there's a difference between being bad and being smart. And if your child is being bad, show them a lot of love. That way they won't do everything to get attention. And maybe then you'll see the potential and growth in that child as well. We love our children. We just want the best for our children. So don't let other people label your children as being bad. Let them label them as they're smart and they want to be smart.